Hello, my name is Galen Pickett, and you are taking a 100 level physics class from me this semester. That could be Physics 151, Physics 152, Physics 100A, 100B. They're all going to have the same introductory video. They'll all be handled the same administratively. Details will change from semester to semester. So I want to give you what you need to find to get started this semester. First thing is, information in this class was divided up into bits that are privileged to you as members of this class, and then information that anyone in the internet can access. The interactions that we have in class are going to be captured on a set of PDF notes that I'm going to post on a website. And that website, depending on the class, you'll be able to find that website from this address right here. So if you go to that is my main faculty webpage. Follow the link for your particular course, and you will get to a link that says what are all the properties of the course, including the syllabus. What you will not find there is anything involving you directly. So there will be no grading information there. You will not be able to check from that website if you're in the class or out of the class or what any of your grades are. All of that will be handled on Beachboard. So if you are registered in this class, you already have access to Beachboard, and you should be taking a look at that to verify your registration status. There are a couple of other, so the syllabus will list the details of what you need to purchase from the bookstore. That will always be a textbook, that will always be an iClicker, that will always be a laboratory manual. With your textbook, if you buy a new textbook, you will get a license to access the online homework system. That's WebAssign. So you will be enrolled in the class for the first 2 weeks without having to pay anything. There are assignments on WebAssign due Saturday morning at 9 o'clock the entire semester. That's true in the fall, except for Thanksgiving, and in the spring semester, apart from spring break. Those are the only weeks in which you won't have a WebAssign assignment due. You also need to get a license, and this is the details on how to do this are in the syllabus on how to access the group work part of this course. That's a social homework site that's maintained and really invented by 2 members of the Department of Physics here at Cal State Long Beach. So once you've got all of that, you'll also need an iClicker. I will use an iClicker every day that we meet, apart from the exam days. And I will be putting a fair amount of material where you can see it whenever you want from Beachboard. That is really equivalent to the textbook level material. So I will be giving lectures online like this with these sorts of movies, describing different properties of the physics we'll be studying. So I will minimize the amount of just lecturing we do in class. We will be interacting as much as possible with yourselves in your social homework groups and with me. That's really what this brick-and-mortar place, this university, is intended to do. It's to have students and faculty interact together. You're not interacting with the video. The video just comes. You can rewind it. You can put it forward. But that's the limitation. I'm just talking to you. I can't hear what you're saying. That's what the lecture hall is for. The exams in all the courses will be roughly the same. You have to check the syllabus for the date at which they're scheduled. There will be 2 exams in the semester. One exactly right around the middle of the semester, and one in finals week. The one in finals week counts just as much as the one during the semester. So while it is the final exam, it's not final in the sense that it counts more. It's exactly the same. These exams are cooperative, so every one of you is going to be assigned to a social homework group, a group in which you'll be doing physics problems together. During the semester, the Wednesday will be a 50-minute exam period. You will work in your social homework groups, working 2 problems that I will display to you electronically in the lecture hall. And your group can work on that. I have assigned roles, so that the problem has got different properties for its solution, but we'll talk about that in the lecture hall. So the group's typically 4, sometimes 5 members. You'll solve 2 problems in the lecture hall in your homework groups on the Wednesday. I'll collect all those exams. Then on Friday, you'll have another 2 problems that I'll display electronically to you, and you'll solve those by yourself on the Friday. I'll grade them both over the weekend. You'll get them both back the following week. They both count the same way towards your grade. So you've got, I intend the group problems to prepare you to do the individual problems, so that is, you can expect the problems on Wednesday to be somewhat harder, somewhat more detailed, and every group will have a pretty good shot at solving all of those problems almost all the way. And depending on how your group, how effectively your group works, it's possible that you will have those, you have a leg up on the Friday when you're on your own. So you'll have to be solving those problems by yourselves. So every week I'm going to have the social homework groups have an electronic online web assignment. So you will work some problem, and that problem will be displayed to the rest of the class. And you will get some points for how well you do that. You'll also get some points for face-to-face interaction in your group. I will give a problem live. I mean, you can see it. You can think of it as a quiz, but it's not a quiz. The social homework groups are allowed to interact with each other. So if you want to ask, you're in group 6, you don't have a clue what's going on, you want to ask group 8, go ahead, ask group 8. Typically, there'll be 20 minutes or so to do those problems, so you got to arrange those interactions pretty quickly, pretty efficiently. And we'll see how those go. There'll be one this week. For the first 2 weeks of the class, the iClickers, the social homework, the face-to-face interactions, I will give you feedback on those, so you'll see what the points look like, but everyone in the class will get full credit for those eventually. So I don't mean anyone to lose points while they're figuring out how these different systems interact together. WebAssign, you should not, there's a WebAssign assignment due this Saturday, and you should definitely do that. And you just have to do that. That's every week you have a WebAssign assignment due, every week you have a social homework assignment due, there'll be a face-to-face assignment, and there'll be some exams. There's also the labs. So I have to make this point very clear. This is the end of my introductory, administrative notes. The laboratories are one-fourth of this course. It's a 4-unit course. 3 units come from interacting with me and performing with me in some fashion. 1 unit comes from the laboratory. You cannot miss the laboratory. If you miss 2 laboratories, if there's 2 unexcused absences in the laboratories, you're going to get an F in this class, no matter whatever else you do on the homework assignments, the labs, anything else. Miss 2 labs, and you cannot finish this course. You will get an F. If you miss 1, that doesn't mean you've got a free one. That means that you lose about 10% of your lab points, and the lab counts for 25% of your grade. Missing a lab would count is really the difference between A's and B's, and C's and D's. So do all the labs. Do not blow any part of the lab off. Don't blow any of the homework off. Keep up with the work in this class. There's a significant amount of work. There's about 6 hours of work in the homework. There's another 2 or 3 hours of work in writing lab reports and doing that data analysis. So this is not a class that you can take lightly. I will give everyone in this class a reasonable chance to not have to take this class again. If you do what I ask you to do, that is, do all the homework, participate in the social homework, do the labs, then the thing which is up in the air is how the exams work. Half of the exams are done in groups. You got a pretty good chance of getting all or most of those points. It comes down to about 10% of your grade to what can you do by yourself on these exams. And that's really going to tell the difference between the borderlines for the grades. The grading scale for this class is the 90s are A's, 80s are B's, 70s are C's, the 60s are D's, and below, anything 50s and below, that's an F. Straight scale, there's no curving. There are lots of people taking this class. Assuming that there's room in the laboratory, I will be happy to add anyone. So you need to bring me your ad form that's signed off on the lab by the lab instructor. Then I will sign your ad form allowing you into this section. So as long as there's seats in the room, that's perfectly okay with me. Everyone in Physics 151, 152, 100A and B, they're all doing the same homework. It all has the same due date all semester long. So if you're in a lab class, you're stuck on problem 6 this week. The person sitting next to you, even if they're not in your lecture class, and I'm not their instructor, they've got the same problem due. They may know how to do it. You can interact with people across lab sections to figure out how to do this homework. So, welcome to class. I hope that it's a good semester for you. It is going to be a good semester for me. This is material that I have spent 25 years learning how to teach, 25 years studying and using in my own career, my own profession. It's enormously important and engaging. I just think this is a fantastic topic. And we're going to explore it slowly at first and faster towards the end. So, welcome to class.